Hello everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger at dansfish.com, where we're on a mission to humanely source, maintain, and transport aquarium fish to our customers. We have an amazing tour today. We're going to see some of the most beautiful planted aquariums I've ever seen. We're going to tour Geek Boy's house, aka Charles, Geek Boy on the YouTubes. But before I show you those amazing planted tanks and the systems that make it all possible, I want to show you his breeding setup. In a single tank, he's able to automatically collect eggs and raise lots of fry. So I think this will be hugely valuable for anyone who has limited space and is interested in breeding fish. It'll take a few minutes and then we'll get to the really pretty tanks. But first, here's Geek Boy's, aka Charles's, breeding setup. Okay,
so this was my QT tank forever, and this is where I raise up all the fry.
Ah, gotcha. So is that what all these little containers are?
So these are probably some other fish I'd like to get to you eventually. These are...
Oh, look at those.
I'm almost positive there's some ruby tetras in there, but that's mostly CPDs. I had the ruby tetras in the 90 for the longest time, but with the emperor gudgeons, I can't colony breed. So I've moved them in here, and I'm getting some smaller, clearer looking fry now. So I think I may be getting some ruby tetra fry, but I'm not positive.
Those little guys. So you've got two active right now?
So I've got the egg trap that catches most of the eggs and brings them up. There's a Penplex.
Oh, look at that. This is so cool. So they lay the eggs here, and then they get sucked up into this, and you collect them from the bottom.
Yeah, I collect them and put them in
methylene blue. And then this is where you incubate?
Yep.
Okay. You incubate them in this little tank, this little critter keeper with, oh, there's eggs in there right now.
Yeah, there's eggs.
This is worth the trip right here. Look at all those little eggs. Oh man, that is so cool. Hang on.
So I'm getting around
there you go.
A day. Most days I've gotten up to 60
from this tank.
And this is where hiding in there.
Oh, I see them back there flirting around.
This is my QT tank
and they've got to be spawning everywhere, but when they happen to spawn there, you can collect them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even in this 40 breeder where they're just spewing eggs everywhere, I'm getting enough. Yeah, we can get this out of the way.
Oh no, I was gonna ask, is that so you can see it from your office?
Yeah.
So you can monitor things.
Yep.
So that's cool. So while you're sitting in your office working, you can actually see how the fry are doing.
Yep. See it on the phone. There they are.
Right on, yeah. That is too cool.
There we go.
Well, when you're a geek boy, you have advantages. The setup is awesome.
So yeah, when
it's like an effort-free egg collection.
Pretty much. I do spend a fair amount of time. A couple times a day, I'll go in here and transfer eggs into there. When I start to see embryo in the eggs, I'll put them into. So this is the current hatching one, and this is the first grow out, and then there's another grow out. This hatchery or breeder box in the tank.
And are there currently... Oh, yeah, I see them.
There's probably 20 or 30 in there.
20 in there.
There's probably 20 or 30.
This is so cool. A whole breeding operation with just one aquarium.
Yep.
That's neat.
This is my older incubating tank. When I find some that are not viable or they're fungus over, I'll put them over here because I ended up finding some viable ones stuck to them.
Sure.
And I found dead fry in one of mine that I just didn't think had any viable eggs, so I now just kind of separate them and keep them.
Okay, so viable eggs go over here, and then the non-viable eggs go in there, but some of them end up surprising you and you get some fry.
Yeah, what ends up happening is they fungus over, and a viable egg will kind of stick to that non-viable egg. And rather than trying to separate them and move that egg too much, I just leave it in there.
Gotcha, so you can get a little production out of there without endangering your main production and the other one.
This was my main production, but when I'm collecting, I end up with shrimp and snail poop and all that in there, and it gets after a couple days, after a few times of collecting eggs, it's harder to see if a fry has hatched or you've got snail poop in there. So then I'll create another. I'll switch to another box, and as these eggs finish hatching out, I'll rinse it out and start over again.
That's super cool. A whole breeding system with one tank. That's just awesome. All right. So all you folks that want to breed fish and don't have a lot of space, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
This is great. This right here is worth the trip. Just seeing that whole system. That makes me happy. Right on. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So these are all the peacock gudgeons.
Yeah, they are. You bred these?
Yes.
Holy cow.
I recently lost the breeding female, but I've got the original males.
Yeah, I can see them. They're the ones with the big old nuchal humps, right?
Yeah, and there's one out on the end and one just swam under.
Yeah, he's down.
There's his cave there.
Down by the thermometer. So is that his spawning cave?
Yeah. There's also a couple white cloud minnows and some Paleatus cories.
Oh yeah, I see the white clouds. Those are big.
Yeah.
How old are those?
They're probably at least 8 or 9 years old now.
Holy cow, I thought maybe 2.5 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, this tank has been going for 12 years now.
Well, of course they're living a long time. Look at this thing. This has to be like the steadiest, prettiest environment they could have. You're not going to get any parameter shifts with all those plants sucking ammonia up and everything. And then you mentioned some cories.
Yep, got the Paleatus cories there. There's a longfin red.
Oh, yeah.
There. There's some pandas in there.
Let me try to get cories
There's the Paleatus.
on. Oh, there's a Paleatus up there. There's a few longfin Paleatus.
Those came from, most of them, all but one of them came from Peplin and Roxanne.
Oh, yeah.
And most of these plants here in the middle came from various fish people.
Yeah, so could you take us through that? And I know nothing about plants, so...
I don't remember most of them.
Okay, so we have some kind of grass.
Yep, that's hairgrass.
Hairgrass.
And that's some kind of sword that I don't remember.
A crinkle leaf sword.
Yeah.
A crypt.
Wentii.
Uh-huh, going nuts. Flamingo? What is this pink one?
I want to say Scarlet Lady, but I don't think.
Oh, Scarlet Temple, maybe?
Scarlet Temple, that's right.
So Arithenia renekii, is that how you say it?
I could be wrong.
That.
I forget most of them.
Yeah. Oh, I can't help you. Yeah. I'm just guessing. That is beautiful, though. The green with the pink.
This is a 12-year-old Anubias barteri. Yeah, I've got 7 or 8 flowers. I don't know. There's 4. There's a new one coming up here.
Oh, that's so pretty. It reminds me of an Easter lily. Kind of how it has that big central. Is that a stamen? I don't know what.
Yeah.
And then this bright red sucker. Let's go to the other side. Rotala of some kind.
This is my newest one, Rotala Walichi.
Okay. And then the pink Rotala.
Yeah.
Wow, that's flaming beautiful red. Are these dwarf baby?
Hydrocotyle, Japan.
So with all these plants, you've got to be doing CO2.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's the
there's the canister.
I also, because it's an open top, I also do an auto top off, and that's the 7-gallon.
Is auto top off just keeps the evaporation from falling? So can you explain what that is? I see the little bubbles going up.
Okay, so this is the bubble counter. It's running a little slow right now because I've got mineral oil in here. Water evaporates too quickly, so I use mineral.
So mineral oil is what's in the bubble counter little vial, and we're seeing how much CO2 is being put in.
Yeah, there's one of the pandas.
Hey, made an appearance.
Yep.
And then here's is that your...
That's the diffuser.
Okay, got it.
And there are plants pearling at the moment.
Oh yeah, there are. Is that everybody's goal? I want my plants to pearl.
It depends on how much, because you can see how big this Wentii is. And this is just about 1 year of growth. I pulled all of this out and gave it to Kelly Foreman and Dee last March.
It's just going. Bubble, 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 bubble.
Most of them will bubble during the day. I haven't changed water in 2 weeks now, so it's not as active as it would be if I changed the water.
Do you have to fertilize?
No, I don't fertilize. Fertilize in my tanks ends up with too much algae. I was just battling staghorn algae and got rid of that staghorn algae.
So you have enough fish that just the fish food is plenty.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really something. How much time does it take you to maintain a tank like that?
Next to none.
Because the plants do it.
Yeah.
I can imagine the evening after a stressful day, just sit on this couch, relax with a beverage, and just watch that tank. Well, I see another one.
This is my shrimp cull tank, so a bunch of
Neocordinia. I have one of those
Balls.
tanks too, but it's got puffers in it.
I got some rosy loaches. I got 5 rosy loaches.
Oh yes, good choice.
And then there's the blue axle-rod eyes hiding back there.
Oh, I see them.
Yeah. Most of the same plants except this sword, which is flowering now,
Oh yeah.
came from
Look at that.
like All Things Fish.
Do you know what kind of sword it
I
is?
don't remember.
It's the flowering sword.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Most of my plants will flower eventually.
Wow, that's so cool. I don't know if I've ever actually seen a sword flower. Is it white?
This is the first time I've seen this one start to flower, so I'm not sure what's going to come out of this.
To be continued.
Yeah.
So you said these came from Fish Fam folks too?
Yeah. Like I said, Mike, All Things Fish gave me that. I bought that sword from him. There's
a
another
beautiful
sword.
red.
There's a green sword there, and again, I don't remember the names. These little round, and again, I don't remember the names.
Oh, what is that? I don't know if I've even seen that before. I mean, I know so little about plants, that's not surprising, but...
I do know Pogostemon Helferi.
Okay,
it's this
cool.
sprinkly leaf one.
Yeah, that's really pretty. I know that one.
Yep.
So, Sawasatang.
Yep.
Or however you say
Yep,
that word.
obviously you can see it takes over this tank pretty well.
You have to keep trimming it out.
Yeah.
So it's like Java moss that way.
Yeah. I like canister filters, and this is just a mix of the Oase and Zoomed. Oase and Zoomed make the exact same filter.
Oh, okay.
I was having a problem with the Zoomed motor, and it might have been because it was so old. It was like 10 years old or so. I do have CO2 running on this one now, and there's the canister down there.
Yeah.
Just a cheap Sun light that does okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fluorite, black sand.
Uh-huh.
And then just a bunch of plants and river rock. Got a problem tank that I'll show.
All right. Well, that's kind of how I roll. I always want to show the problems. And part of it is because I feel guilty if I don't. I don't want to give the impression that like everything's always perfect. It's not. This is a pretty tank.
See, so I've got some kind of fungal or bacteria infection on my bleeding hearts. There's one just came out with really bad.
Is it on all of them?
Not all of them, but I did.
Oh, I see it.
Pandagara.
I see
A
it.
couple days ago.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah. So I've been trading with Paragard.
Uh-huh.
This is the 3rd day, I think. But it recommended if this doesn't work, Metroplex. And I haven't started the Metroplex yet. So I've got the bleeding heart tetras in here. I've got the Praecox dwarf neon rainbows, the Pandagaras, and the zebra loaches, which are going to not show up now. Not zebra loaches, zodiac loaches.
And what are the plants? This is. I mean, I know you're having a problem with the fish right now, but the tank's beautiful.
Yeah. So we got Crypt Balancé and a 20-year-old Amazon sword.
Massive. Look at that sucker. So just for perspective, folks, this tank is at least 2 feet high, just the glass viewing pane we're seeing. And like a third of this tank, that beast in there is taking up like a third of it. That thing's massive.
Yeah.
But it looks good because of how it escaped with the other stuff.
This is supposed to be Crypt Spiralis.
Okay.
But it really looks so much like the Balancé that I'm not convinced which one is which. The struggle with this tank is the way the lid, the top is set up. So it feels without dropping everything.
Yeah, it's got these specific windows you can put light on. Okay, yeah.
Little tiny lights, these 12-inch, I think they are.
Yeah.
32-inch, or I don't know.
Yeah, they make you work for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this one also has auto top off. I've got another 3D printed bracket here to bring the hose up.
What temperature do you keep all your tanks at? Is it different or is it about the same?
72, 71.2. There's the ink bird for it there.
Mm-hmm.
I think 70, about low 70s for most of them. Everyone except for this one down here. And this is the one I joke with my friends about the animatronic tails, because that's about all you'll see
look at
of
that.
the 236 RV line.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 of those in there, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
There's also 6-band Panchax. I've got about a dozen babies in there.
Oh, yeah, I see the baby. There he is.
And there's one of the mothers back in the back.
So this is an Epiplates.
Oh, there's a big one.
Uh,
Where'd you get these? Like a club meeting or
these are
something?
from Bunny Viper.
Oh, yeah, Ivy. Cool.
Yeah.
I know there is someone in the fish fam that's doing a 236s. Is that where you got it from?
Yeah.
Is it Stephanie?
Yes. I can't
Shout out
remember
to
her
Stephanie.
channel name. Yes. I bought 3 of them in the fish fam auction.
Oh,
The
cool.
first fish fam auction.
Yeah.
Most expensive fish I got.
They're not cheap.
No.
They are cool, though. Any no CO2 in that one?
Nope.
Okay.
No, those are the only 2 CO2 tanks I've got right now.
Oh, gotcha.
This,
All right.
For a while, for years, I had CO2 in, but I stopped.
Well, hey, for no CO2, it still looks luscious and beautiful.
I guess we can go into the office.
Okay, I will follow you because I don't know where I'm going.
So this is another little 14-gallon cube.
Okay, there we go.
Neon coolie loaches. I'd never heard of them or seen them until just a few weeks ago. There's one right there, and a cheap little hang-on-the-back canister filter is trying to get the silt out.
Look at Coolie Loach. It's actually showing up, and that's longer and more slender than a standard Coolie Loach.
Yeah.
Is this?
And when their belly is really iridescent, I'm pretty sure that's where they get the neon name from.
Look at that wiggle, and on the side. I see like along what would be the lateral line, I think I see iridescence too. It reminds me like of a Tanga half-beak, how in the right light you get this bling right on that lateral line. Oh my gosh. Yes, the Wheel of Time series.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we'll geek out about Robert Jordan later.
So that's all that's in here. I did this. So this is an under gravel filter. Can't talk. And I layered laterite, the Brightwell laterite powder, and these guys just kicked it up all over the place. You can see all the brown everywhere. The brown
So that's
dust.
why you're trying to get that
So
out.
yeah, I've got this running just during the daytime.
Oh, they would, because they're going to burrow.
It's much better than it was when I first put them in here.
Hey, I think it's a pretty tank. If you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have even noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it being collected. I see it on the filter and a little bit on the rocks and stuff, but it doesn't look, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's not like it's cloudy.
Oh, it's much better than it was. And when they first got here and they were just swimming around, it was just constantly.
Cube of mud.
Yep.
And then world's largest pea puffer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. That's just,
I was just going to say, look at this. I just noticed this guy. That is huge.
Yeah.
That guy's got to be an inch.
Yeah.
That's a chunky monkey.
I just fed him because I noticed the little one was really not looking too good. Let's see if I can get him back. I always like to hand feed him with the pipette.
Oh, this is what puffers are for.
Yeah.
Yeah, little wet pets.
Yeah. This is where most of my bucephalandras are.
Is that an auto top off? Like, what is that?
So actually, this one is a brine shrimp hatchery,
Oh, okay.
but
I thought it was like in a slot on the lid.
But it actually, the first time I saw this was for an auto top off. So when I go on vacation, I fill the 2-liter bottle. It's got two outlets basically. So when the water drops below this one, it lets air in.
And then once it reaches up, it seals it off again.
So when I go away for a week or two, this I can do it on. There's a little spacer there that'll help hold it together. But literally, that's my auto top off for this tank.
Oh, neat.
And then I downsized recently to this little guy.
Yeah, what is that?
That's another brine shrimp hatchery.
It is? Okay. And it just clips on the tank.
Yeah, it's just literally suction cupped onto the side of the tank.
Oh, neat.
Less than a liter, much less than a liter. I've got it set up so that I can pull them out through this hose.
All right. Thanks for showing us around.
Absolutely.
It's
Happy to have you.
Yeah, pleasure to see him. Thanks to Charles, a.k.a. Geek Boy, not Greek Boy. I always want to say Greek Boy on the live stream. Now you can put a face with the name and know what kind of tanks and stuff he's got. So thanks again.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, it's Dan. If you want to learn more about aquarium fish, we do a live stream every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Dan's Fish YouTube channel. If you're in the market for aquarium fish, check us out at dansfish.com. We ship to the US and parts of Canada. And if you want something fishy to wear, we've got merch. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bubble, bubble, bubble.